I'm waiting for my girlfriend. She's coming in from Thailand.
Is she expecting you to be here?
She thinks I'm in Vegas with some friends. Can I help you with your luggage?
You've been seeing that ad, that commercial, over and over again, that promo ad on CBC News Network and CBC Television. It talks about episode 1 of Hello Goodbye, a new series that lands on CBC Television tomorrow night. It tracks real-life departures and reunions at Toronto's Pearson Airport, all the emotion that comes with them. Some amazing stories you're going to find out over the 10 weeks of the series. We had to get an advance look at what's going to be coming up. Dale Curd is with me now, who's the host of this.
Good morning.
I don't want to spoil this for people. You're also a psychotherapist. So
I am.
And this all comes together, but I'm so glad to meet you, Dale, because
Thank
there's
you, yeah.
such a tremendous amount of excitement
That's a pleasure
about
to be
this.
here.
Even John Doyle,
Yes.
yesterday, it's funny, at times deeply moving, and a must-see.
From John Doyle.
No less.
Exactly.
So tell us the concept, number 1.
Well, the concept is really simple. It is the comings and goings of people at the airport. So family members and loved ones who are waiting for people to arrive, and in departures, who they're saying goodbye to. It's a really simple concept. It's a beautiful concept in that regard. And it has some big moments, some big heartwarming moments. There's some tearful moments for sure. But there's also a lot of hope in the show, because you actually see some real feelings between people, and you see what these relationships mean to with each other.
I just can't. It's so raw and it's so real. There's nothing fake about it, is it?
No, absolutely no. These are moments that we captured live while we were at the airport all summer. We were there June, July, and August, a lot of September in 2015. And
I was going to ask about the process. You camped out at Pearson, which is the busiest and biggest in the country. And then how did you choose these stories and these people? Did you just happen upon them?
Well, pretty much, yeah. I mean, we would just walk up to people and ask them who they were waiting for, or we would watch 2 or 3 more people in departures and say, you know, who's leaving here, who are you saying goodbye to? And then really just ask in a very kind of polite way, you know, can you tell us a story about that? Would you be willing to talk to us? And not so surprisingly, people were sure, I'll let you know. And I think mostly because the relationships meant so much to them.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's give some examples of what people are going to see. That ad, the promo that you've been seeing, let's set that up, because it looks to me like it's a man who's going to surprise his girlfriend, whom he hasn't seen for a very long time. Is that right?
They've been separated. She was overseas. He was in Las Vegas for a while. I don't know how long they'd actually been together. And he was coming to surprise her in Toronto. So her brother and her mother are waiting for her, and that's who she's expecting to see.
She's not expecting him.
Not expecting him. And he is out of his mind excited.
Okay, let's see that. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's just her. That's a high F sharp, I think she hit.
That's like a rock star welcome, isn't it?
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
So we get to see the payoff, of course.
Yeah.
And then we also hear their stories. And
yeah, he has some amazing things to say about love, and he has some incredible things to say about relationship. And I think, you know, we hear these things, people tweet these things, but it's incredible to get it sort of genuinely in the moment from somebody who cares so much for obviously how he cares for her.
So that's part of the first episode, which begins tomorrow night. Then in episode 6 of the series, you're going to meet a grandmother who meets her grandson, her baby grandson, for the very first time. Set that up for us,
Well, this
Dale.
is an incredible story. And so she's a domestic care worker here in Canada, has been here for 24 years, left her family and her daughter when her daughter was quite young. And it's really, I don't want to spoil it, but what she has to say to her daughter when she's leaving the Philippines is heartbreaking. Oh. And so this is the first time that she's actually seeing her daughter and her grandson, and they're coming to Canada to live. They're actually emigrating, and this is their first moment landing in Canada.
Okay, let's watch that together then.
I remember when I was leaving, and then they are at the door. They told me that, Mama, you come back and then you buy us bread. Then I said, okay.
And now you're a grandmother.
Yeah.
It's like you get a second chance.
The years that I haven't given to my daughter, I will give to my grandson.
She said,
oh.
Oh my God.
have in hand here, this is what I have in hand here. A big box of tissues, and people are going to need to have these at home.
They will.
Because they are so emotional to see these reunions. Put on psychotherapist hat for me for just a second. You know, why does this, you know, what is the reflection process that people are going to go through? What do we learn from these stories?
Well, I think what we get is we get to relate. And I think people are starved for relating to one another. We communicate so much information back and forth, but we actually don't dialogue and we actually don't relate that much anymore. And I think what this show gives us is an opportunity to reflect on our own lives, to reflect on the importance of our own relationships, what family means to us, what love means to us, what loss, how that impacts us in our lives. We get to see that through the very innocent and genuine stories of other people. And as human beings, that's actually how we relate to each other.
You're the perfect host for this.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to give you a little true confession. I saw this as it was premiered. CBC launched its season and showed a preview of what the series was going to look like. And the tears, I mean, I couldn't stop them from crying. I have to say goodbye to you in case I get all emotional again. It's going to be the same as you watch. It's going to be a huge success, I'm sure.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in to tell us
Heather,
about it. Tomorrow night, Dale Curd, the host of Hello Goodbye. Do not miss it on CBC Television.